Hello, everyone. Vicki Achard here with Nature's Best Art. Thank you for joining me today. Today, it's correction painting. Okay, time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to make this lighter. I really, really love this painting that I did. And I liked it, but when my husband went to print it, he says, this is a little dark here, these branches, which is true. What I should have done is I should have put masking fluid on these, painted this, and then I could have put the painted the branches, um, when I took the masking fluid off, and it would have showed a little white in the background, a little lighter here. So, and then here too, and right here too. Isn't this pretty? This was in the Sleeping Bear Dunes area where we drive and see all these wonderful, wonderful, beautiful foliage and the water, the hills. And it's just a wonderful trip up North Michigan. But so, what we're going to do, I'll show you what I tried. I tried to put masking fluid over the branches and then take the masking fluid off and then painting over, and I didn't like that so much. But what I liked is I took all the black part off, and then I dried it, painted it with white to get those branches in, and then dried that, and then I painted over it with green, and I like that better. So that's what we're going to try to do. And I'm using my M. paints. So the paints that I'm going to be using, those are my professional grade. That's what I used in this painting. We're going to be using the sap green and a mixture of sap green and Prussian blue to make that sap green darker, and a hooker's green, which makes it brighter. And then I like Winsor Newton Professional Green Gold, it's called. And that's what you see in here. What makes it look like when the sun's shining through these branches, it lightens it up. So let's get started and see um, if this is actually going to work. So this is an attempt to see if this is going to work. I do have two mop brushes, which are a little coarser brushes than your watercolor brushes. This one's from Lowell Carnell. It's a 3/8 inch. And this one is a Princeton. It's a 1/4 of an inch. So let's see what we can do. So let's get started and get this black off because it's pretty dark. So this is going to take a bit of time. Oh, I can see it lighten up already, that black. I'm going to be careful to get it off. I want to keep this water kind of clean. Getting that black off. This is probably my Payne's Gray. I'm not sure. I could have used a little lamp black, but that's from my Winsor Newton student grade. I probably use my Payne's Gray. Okay, I'm gonna dry that again. I'm gonna have to keep drying, taking off, drying, taking off. But this happens in your paintings. I have one more painting I'm going to show you maybe in another video. Um, it's of actually the same drive that we took. But it's of a deer. I'm going to stick with this brush. It's working well. So let's get some more water on this. See how that's lightening that up already. There's a point where you can't do this too often because then it starts peeling on your paper, I could go right in there because that's what I wanted to do anyway. right here. I think I'll use this smaller one for that area. That's probably a good idea, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's getting it real nice and light there. Taking that paint off a bit. Oh, this is a really good brush. Okay, I'm going to dry it again. Okay, I'm going to start using this a little bit. See if it gets it off a little, because it really got it off really well here. So let me see here. Yeah, look at that. I'm still, though, going to have to go in with white. And see, you can't even tell that I have probably trees right here either. What I should have done was mask out those trees, see? I think a long time ago when I made this. When did I paint this? 2022. And I think I remember at the time when I did this, I thought, oh gee, maybe I should have masked this area where I knew I was going to put these branches. You know what masking means, right? I've showed you that pretty much. I'll explain it to you in a minute. I'm going to try to get a little bit more of this off. This brush is working really well. I don't know if it's, you know, more coarse than the other one or what. So, let's see. So a painting isn't done until the artist is completely done fiddling with it, right? So, and then the mountain, you know, looks pretty good because it doesn't have to be really dark all over. You want different areas, different lightness, you know, and darkness to things. Makes a more interesting painting. Now, I am actually going to be putting white here also for more like evergreen trees, to the look of evergreen trees. So let me see, where is my number 2? Because that's really little back there. So let's get some white paint here. This is my jar. Well, I was going to explain to you what the masking fluid means. I should have put like masking fluid here, just so you ever, like, if you ever paint anything like this, and then you can paint the black over it, and then you take your masking fluid off. So you put your masking fluid on, and I use this, which I love. And there's Winsor Newton masking fluid too, that's good. But I've never had the Winsor Newton, I've always used this. And then what you do is you take your brush, one that is really, really old, you put it in your water. I just have, for my masking fluid, I have a separate container. You put that in your water and you put some soap on it so it doesn't get all gunky on your paintbrush. And then what you do is you dip it then in your they call it drawing gum. It's masking fluid. You put it in there, and then you make your branches or whatever you need to do. Okay. And then what you need to do is you leave it dry for 20 minutes. You shouldn't take a heat gun to it, they say, but leave it dry, and then so you can paint right. I should have painted right over that masking fluid, and then when that's dry, you take it off with this kind of eraser. See, it's a really coarse eraser, like a cement. It's a cement eraser. Then you take the masking fluid off, and then you paint. Then you can make your branches. Well, that's what I should have done. So we're going to try to correct this by putting white on here first on the branches and the trees, and then repainting it and see if it'll come out lighter. Now, when I paint with my white, I don't put my brush in my normal painting buckets, okay? And then I put my white on this tile, because if you mix your white with your paints, your transparent paints, it'll get it real cloudy. So I like to keep it really separate. But there's a risk with this. You might not want to use this type of thing because it might spill. I'm always concerned about that. But I am going to be careful. And we're going to start painting our white. Okay. And I use M gram gouache. All right, let's see what I can do. Can you see that? Okay, I'm going to start painting. It's going to be a little tricky near the end here. Because I have a border here. I could have put a piece of masking tape there, but I didn't. Now this will take a little time, so it's up to you. If you want to speed up the video, you can. But I have to do it in real time so that it gets done. And I actually put this on here too, these trees. I don't want to get them all the same looking. Get them. But I remember these beautiful evergreens in the background here. And so that's what I'm doing here. They were just, you can see them at a distance. Okay, I think that's all about I had. And I'm going to dry this part here. Okay. I just heard my husband, he's down in the basement. He's using the saw. And what he does, he's making a frame. Oh, do you hear him? He's doing something. He's going to make what he does is he gets these, they're called, oh, what do you call them? Let's see, I'm thinking of painting this at the same time. Hold on a second. That's fine. Let's see this here. These are like, they were like little bushes. Or not little. They were kind of, they were tall bushes. Well, I would say that. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put a little, I think a little was here also. Yeah, I see them. And so, you know, they were in the foreground and they were tall. So that's how I made them. I like to paint what I see. Let's see, now this, I think I had a little, like, this type of thing going on here, I think. For that one. Well, anyway, we call them metal frames. My husband puts things in wood frame and metal frames. So, you know, whatever people want. And what he does is he cuts them. They come in long strips. He gets them in long strips like metal or black, you know, the gold or the black or the silver. And then he has to cut them. And so that's what he's doing downstairs. And he has to piece it together. So he's done that for a long time. He's worked with me. I started Nature's Best in 1995. This is kind of interesting, that what I'll tell you. And he was an engineer. And then he started doing things like cutting mats. He learned how to do that on his own. Got the equipment, started cutting mats. And then he cuts glass. He cuts frames since 1995. And or 19 I started in 1995. He started about maybe 2 or 3 years after I started. So we've worked together. It's been quite interesting. You know, he came up with a lot of nice ideas, a lot of good ideas, and he's very, very helpful. All right, I'm going to do this right here. And it seems like whatever product, this is kind of funny. It seems like whatever kind of product that I create, and I've created a number of them since 1995. Oh, I have to be careful not to go on this tree right here. He gets interested in it and he'll help me do it. And then he just takes over and he makes my products. It's so neat. um, so he also does a lot of the computer work, of which I gotta tell you guys something. While I'm drying this, I'm gonna dry this and then I'll tell you. All right, so I think that is pretty much corrected the way I want it right now. So let's see how this is going to work out when I add the green, but we have to dry this. So anyway, so he does all our printing too. So when he was printing this, he said, you know, Vicki, he said, this is really so dark here. I says, I know. I says, I should have masked it. And so I says, well, let me see if I could fix something with it, you know. So let's see what I can do now. All right, so our greens are again sap green and Prussian. Here's my sap green here. Let's see. And here's my sap green and Prussian blue, my hooker's green, and my green gold. So I'm going to spritz this a bit. This has been sitting just a bit. I don't want to spritz it too much. So I don't want it too watery, but if I want to use a number 2 or a number 4, I think I better use a number 2. The smallest. It's kind of interesting to me to look at this Now this is going to be light because I'm going to start out light and then go dark, I think. This is interesting to me because it brings back memories of when I did this. You know, we go on these trips up north, and just thinking about this, might have to add some white to that to make it look a little the same, but right now we're just starting, so we'll see. So we go on these trips up north, and honestly, it is the most inspiring trip. It's actually my favorite place in the whole world. And I've gone to a lot of places. I mean, I love it. I love the United States. I love the, out east. Um, I love the South. I love the West. Honestly, I love everything. But up north, Michigan is just so special to me. It gives me a lot of peace, but I think it's because we can go often because we live in Michigan. Uh, but but I do love the mountains out west. Absolutely love Colorado. Absolutely love Colorado. And out east, oh, it's so special, really. We went to Jamestown and was it Williamsburg or Williamston? Williamsburg, I think. I can't remember. But there's so much history out there, and to go to Washington D.C. Oh my goodness! We have 4 kids, and we took them every spring out east to see his mom, and then it was very near Washington D.C. And we took them to all the museums and all the history, and oh, I love that too. I guess there's a lot of places I love. But this, if you haven't gone up north Michigan to the Sleeping Bear Dunes area, it was voted most beautiful place in 2011 on Good Morning America. And so anyway, so when I come home with all these wonderful reference photos, oh, I have to I have to paint them, and there's so many that I have to paint yet, actually. I have so many references, you wouldn't believe it. You just wouldn't believe it. That's why I decided I am going to paint, because I wasn't painting, for a while. I got to the point where there's, I was making product, um, trying to figure out social media and YouTube and all that, which is, oh my goodness. I don't stress over it anymore. I just do what I can, and I'm having fun. I'm really having fun because, if it if if you stress over this stuff too much, it takes the fun out of it, and then you don't want to do anything, because you get so exhausted with things. So, and I have 4 children and 9 grandchildren, 2 great grandchildren. So, and my husband and a lot of different things going on. So, I gotta dry this before I put on the second layer. Oh, and I think that I better do this over here. I just remember that for this with this first layer before I forget that. But I think I'm actually going to like this. This is working out pretty well. We'll see. We'll just see what happens when I get done. Like I say, I may have to add some white up here, maybe some white down there. I'm going to just see. Okay, let's see what I got. Yeah, okay, now. All right, so that's good. Let me just try this here because I don't want to put my hand in it. I think my husband's going to be happy because he said, Vicki, this is just too dark. Okay, now let's see. So, okay, now what do I want? I think I'm going to go with this darker one. Prussian blue and sap green. Prussian blue makes it darker. So, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, that's nice. I'm going to try to hit the spots where the white is. Okay. And I may even have to do this again and again. We'll see. Like I say, if it gets too boring for you, you can speed it up and see what it's going to look like. So yeah, I'm going to talk about a little bit about, starting nature's best. So where I was at was I was in my garden, and I'm a gardener. I mean, right now I've pulled a lot of the garden out, unfortunately, because, when you get older, it's a little harder, right? But anyway, so 1995, I was in my garden, and I was growing pansies and Queen Anne's lace, whole bunch of stuff. And I put a pansy on a Queen Anne's lace, and I said, you know what? To myself, I said, this is truly nature at its best. That's how nature's best got its name. How about that? And I thought, that's a wonderful name for, like, if I start pressing flowers. And that's what I started doing. I started pressing flowers just in old books. And so so I started to make these designs that were absolutely beautiful. My pressed floral work, I don't show you a lot of pressed floral work. In fact, I think just my very first videos are of me making something out of pressed flowers, because I've made over, gosh, how many designs? Can't remember. Over 100 for sure. And uh and we did a lot with it. We started out making prints of them, because then we didn't have to worry about their color fading, see, of the designs. And so then we started to go to these art shows in the summer. Oh my goodness, that was wonderful. I just absolutely love doing that, because you meet such wonderful artists, and it's so exciting, because uh, everybody's, getting their beautiful artwork together, and their whatever they have to sell, and then you meet them, and then the customers come, the people that your other art lovers, and I just love to talk to other art lovers and crafters, and I just love this type of work, that you can do things with your hands and create. It's just the most marvelous thing. It really is. If you have a chance, you have the time, and you just don't know what to do, watch a couple of YouTube videos, and or go online or someplace, read books, read books, and or whatever you like to do. I did not have the computer at that time. I didn't have a computer, so I didn't ever go on, something like that to learn. I learned at first, I read a lot of books about pressing flowers, and got a lot of wonderful ideas that way. And I love color. You know, if you love something, if you have a passion for something, I'd say go to it. Go to it. and and create. Uh because it's hard. I think if I didn't have this in my life, it'd be kind of hard to. And here's the thing. Okay, so I am not like, I don't know how to crochet or knit. I mean, I learned a little bit, but not enough to do anything with it. And I thought to myself, I want to leave my children something that I've done of me, of something that is of me, a part of me that I love. Oh, this is interesting. This is like taking on a different color here, because I want to make this the same color kind of as this. So that's what my goal is, because it looks kind of funny now that it's a different color. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna work with that. But anyway, so I wanted to leave my children something. Did you ever feel that way? Like, because see, I lost my mom when I was 5 years old, and my dad when I was 12. And so I didn't have a lot of things from them. I had a tea set my mom had, and that's it. That's all I had from her. And I thought, oh, I want to leave my children something from me that would be really meaningful. But I thought to myself, well, I don't know how to crochet or do anything like that. And I thought, well, how about, I love color, I love art. So I combine my love of paper. Oh, I know, I love to work with paper. So I combine my love of color, nature, and art, and color, nature, and all that together. Now that's looking pretty good, but like I say, it's too different there. So I want to make it look like the same. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to try a few things. Let's see. Okay, well, first, I think I'm going to try to put a little bit more Prussian blue. That'll make it darker with the sap green. So let's try that first. Don't want to get it too Prussian bluish, because that'll make it like too much blue in there. But it needs to be a little darker than what we got. Let's see. This is my number 2, right? No, it's my number 4. I picked up my number 4. Okay, let me try it. Let me pick up my number 2. Okay. All right, let's see. See if I can this a little, see how that's going to look. Yeah, that's a little darker. That's going to be better. That's going to, it's just going to take a few layers of it, because see, there's white underneath, and so picks up the white too. Let's see here if this is, yeah, that's going to get it darker. I want it too dark though. I want these evergreen branches to stand out. Yeah, that's going to work, I think. I might have to go over it. I might even have to actually put a little black in there, actually. Maybe that's what I need to do too. I try different things. So where was I about nature's best? I don't even remember where I left off. So I'm glad that I have done this in my lifetime. We did stop doing the art shows. I don't know if we'll ever start again. I don't think so, because, getting older now, and it takes a lot of stamina to get those. We had a really good tent because of the work that I do. I wanted to be protected from, you wouldn't believe all the storms that we went through and all the rain, and oh my good heavens, that was an experience. And these artists and crafters, I give a lot of credit to people that do this work, because if they are out in that weather, that you have to make sure your product doesn't, there's nothing wrong with your product if it storms. And also, so one time we were at the show, a woman was selling clothes next to me, and she just got drenched. In fact, I think her tent completely collapsed. I mean, that has happened over and over in these storms. We've witnessed that and saw that, and felt so bad for the artist that happened to. And ours never did, but you got to have a really good tent because of the weather. And so, but you know what? I'm telling you, these artists and crafters, they do not give up. She came back the next day, and because what she did, she took all her clothes home, fixed them, and did whatever she needed to do with them, set her tent back up. This was one woman doing this. Put all her clothes and started, selling again. It was just, I was just amazed, just amazed. And I have a lot of respect. Honestly, I'm almost like in tears thinking about it, because it was just amazing to me. Just amazing, honestly. And they work so hard, these people. These people that do this work. Um, Now, I hate to put a lot of black in there, because that happened before, where it was so dark you couldn't see it. So that's not really what I want to do. I didn't get it too light here, but that's okay. It's light enough. This is fine now. You can see here. I'm sorry, I haven't been showing you. So you can see the branch is so much better now right here. Now they look really nice. At least I'm going to maybe do something to the bottom of these. These look like they're sticking out of the the hill here, but so I got to put something under here. And these look a little different than these branches, so I don't know if that's going to bother me or not. I think I'm going to, okay, I haven't used all my colors yet. Let me try this color here. This is Hooker's Green. So let's try all the colors first and see what happens. Now this is like a brighter green. So let's see. Like I say, I'm putting paint on white. So I wanted to get, and this is quite a bit more. I don't think I use this color actually on the other branches, so I'm not sure I'm going to put this a lot of places, just a little bit. Hooker's Green is probably not going to be the color that I want to continue with here. This one I think is good. I don't think I have to do anything. Maybe a little bit right here. A little green missing there. There. That you would never notice. Whoop, that's too much white. See the white shows through. This is quite bright, isn't it? I think I want to go darker, actually. I'm going to do this again with my Prussian blue here. I want to go darker. Okay, that's good. Well, this needs to be darker. So let's see what I got. I have, all right, this was my Prussian blue. See, I went Prussian blue, and my sap green was this one. That's a really dark one, isn't it? Huh. See here, Prussian blue. That is like my darkest one, but mine didn't seem like it was that dark. Maybe I didn't get it dark enough. I could just keep going with it, I guess. Put another layer on it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just put another layer of that. Because I don't see any other one darker. My phthalo blue, Prussian blue, and sap green. That's what that was. All right, I'm going to put more Prussian blue in there and see what I got. See what that makes. I have a lot of colors on my palette, and I just keep painting. Every week I paint. Oh, I was going to tell you. So I wasn't painting. I was getting. Oh wait, I want to put sap green in there, so I got to get my sap green. I'm thinking and talking. So I thought I have to do something, because I got so busy with so many different things in my life. If I don't start painting, like before, when I started painting and when I was learning, I would paint, every day. I would be learning and painting and learning and painting, and it was just such a wonderful thing. Well, then I had painted over 100 paintings. I thought, okay, well, I can slow down a bit. But what happens when I slow down is that I thought, well, I got to do this. I got to do that. I started doing other things. So I thought, I got to start painting. I got to start painting. So how am I going to start painting? I thought, okay, I have to be committed to at least once a week picking up my brush and doing something. Oh, this is getting to be, I'm filling this out pretty good. See, that looks like that sort of, doesn't it? It just has a little white. Don't really want to add white to the top, but I might have to. We'll see. If I can fill, no, I'm filling this in pretty good, but okay, just keep getting the paint. So let's see. So, okay, so that's what I'm doing. So I just decided that I have to do something every weekend. So it's been wonderful, because what's happening is, I'm getting stuff like this done that it's been sitting in my room, for, my craft room here. I'm not in my studio. My studio is in the basement, but this is my craft room, and I paint in my craft room, and my studio is where I have. How do you like that? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? There. I might do similar things to this bush here, down here, and the similar. Maybe that's what I should do. Come down here and do is like similar. And so, oh my goodness, I'm just accomplishing so much. It's been hard. I can't tell you, I can't say that it's been easy. Because now I feel like I'm kind of neglecting some other things, like oh, I don't know, things, Well, here's the thing with me too. Uh I have to do my exercises. I have to. It's just the way it is when you get a little older, like I am, a little older. Young at heart, but I'm getting older. But if you don't keep up, I'm going to tell you this, because you might want to know this. I'd like to tell you that if you don't keep up with moving and exercising and doing the things that keep you healthy, it's not a good thing. It's just you have to, when you get older, you have to think of these things. So all this exercising, and I'm telling you, this so many doctors and appointments and all of this you have to go to. It takes a lot of time. So that's why I'm painting, and I'm seeing my grandchildren, of course, and being actively involved with church, which is very important to me. And but I have to take my walks. I have to exercise, and then I just love to paint. Now that's getting a little darker there, but that's okay. That's what I want. I don't want a lot of white showing. Okay. But at least I think it looks a little better now. I don't want to get it too much more darker than that though. But I think what I'll try to do is make this kind of similar to what I did up there to make it look a little similar. Oh yeah, that's what I have to do. Don't make the top. You see how that's kind of making it look like the top then? See, I got to go on the bottom now a little bit, which is fine. If I can do that and make it look a little similar, that would be great, right? It's working out, folks. It's working out. Yay! It's working out. I can see it. I can imagine it. I don't want to get too crazy, too much paint on here. Just a little bit. But see, it's like to me, it's getting to be similar, and I don't mind that little white showing there. See. So, have we had some good talks today? I love talking to you. Although I know, it's like, does anybody hear me? Um, I hope that you like my videos. Can you let me know? Um, and then it's not like then I'm talking to an empty room, you know, full of nobody. Um, it would be nice to hear your comments and to see if you like this video, give it a thumbs up because I don't even know you're there. Sometimes I get like one time I got over 400 people liking my video. I thought, oh, this is so nice. I heard from, you know, well, I didn't get, like thumbs up 400 times, but I saw that 400 people uh, viewed my video, and I thought, this is so nice. I know now that people are actually watching, that they like it. So that really matters, because I want to feel like I'm contributing towards the and making a difference, maybe even making a difference in your life. If you started painting, or if you, by watching me, this is something now I just want to get this done. I'm kind of tired of doing it, because it's very tedious work. Don't mind me. But anyway, I just want to have it look good, I hope my husband will like this. My goodness. I hope I didn't get it too dark, but I think it's all right. Well, I'm going to see if he sees a difference in this, We will see what he says. Oh, I guess I could give you all sorts of stories about us working together. You know, I'm working with my husband. Isn't that something? All these years. I've heard women say, "Oh, I don't know how you could do that. I could never work with this." Oh dear. But I'm telling you, it's you come to respect, you know, your spouse because you see him. You know, I've seen him work so hard with things, and well, this should probably be over this. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if he tells me I got it too dark again. I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, now let me see if I can maybe put some more black in there, I guess, to see if I don't want to get it on the water, though. I have to really concentrate and do this well. I don't want to get this on the water. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. I'm kind of covering up these trunks here so they don't look like they're just like sticking out. You have to give them some ground, right? Make it look like they're kind of planted in there. Sometimes it's okay. Did I get that? Let's see now. Not planted in the water. There we go. Planted in the water. Oh dear. So let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of stories. What do you think? Hmm. It'll dry. Let me see if this is. The one time we went to, excuse me. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Ann Arbor Art Show. So we were there. We got there, and it was time to set up, you know, our art and everything. And it was the Ann Arbor Art Fair is they have it on the I think the hottest day of the year. Always. Maybe one or twice, two times it wasn't, but um, it was over 100 degrees. We were setting up. We were very hot. And just a quick story. My husband, he's such a good packer. He was, you know, our tent and everything was packed. So we got everything out, and he discovered he forgot the middle part of the tent that holds basically the whole tent up, the most important part. So he had to either figure out what to do or go back home. And so he figured out what to do. He's amazing. He really is amazing as far as, you know, figuring things out and doing what he does. And he also does all my printing, by the way, all our cards, uh, and then all the printing for the press floor work. But anyway, but now I sell original paintings. What do you think? Oh, I like it. I hope he likes it. I'm going to show him. I'm kind of excited about showing him. See what he says. And I'm going to leave that white there. And I didn't use my green gold, which is fine because I have a lot of green gold in here. Uh, and I really like it over here, like more of the sun is over here maybe. I could add green gold, but I'm just going to leave it alone because I like that white in there too. I'm just going to leave this. So anyway, so he figured out how to get that part of the tent up, and I was so thankful, you know, so thankful that he did that. But he's been wonderful to work with, and we have had our differences too. And maybe it's a good would be a good video to talk about how to work with your husband, right, or with your spouse, or because what really has helped us working together, I'll tell you right now, if I never do a video on it, but what really has helped uh, is having meetings, actual meetings, because sometimes I'm thinking of one way, and then come to find out he's thinking of a different way, or you know, different timing of things. It's so important when you have a small business to have talks with whoever you work with. That's for sure. Anyway, so it's called Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. Just love it. Love it. It's one of my favorite paintings, really. I hope my husband likes it too. And I hope you like it too. Thank you for joining me. And there's another National Lakeshore. I always have to read it. Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore uh, painting that I want to change a little bit about it. And that's going to be in a different video. So be looking out for that. So thank you for joining me today. See you next time. Bye now.